Welcome to the Skillick Explains video, and I reckon straight away when the title of this video comes up there'll be people hurling tomatoes at the screen saying, Luddite, you don't understand. Basically, why am I still not a crypto investor? Okay, and I'm going to put it on the table, I'm not. Now, you might be thinking, well, you're mad then. Cryptocurrencies have been on something of a roll recently. You must have noticed, post Trump's victory in the US in particular, backed by Elon Musk, all right, who's invested in crypto himself. All things tech related have had a bit of a bounce. So the price has risen sharply to hit an all-time high in US dollars, okay? And structurally, we've seen increasing acceptance of crypto stuff in mainstream markets. What I mean by that is there are crypto futures markets now, exchange-traded funds investing in cryptocurrencies. And what people are saying is, crikey, the time has come to pivot now that there is momentum in the form of a US president, Elon Musk and so on, behind the crypto revolution, all right? But I'm a bit of a killjoy, all right? I'm a bit like a regulator, if you like. And regulators in the UK in particular are not comfortable still with retail investors piling into cryptocurrencies through a firm like Skillick, for argument's sake. And I have some empathy with that view, all right? In all the excitement that's building, you do have to remember certain things, and these things will influence how quickly regulators are prepared to release cryptocurrency on the masses, if you want to see it that way. So the killjoy view, I'm afraid, is still outside of the futures market, outside of exchange-traded funds, pricing is a nightmare. I mean, cryptocurrency has no intrinsic value. It doesn't generate an income. It's very difficult to pick a benchmark for. Okay, I mean, I suppose you can say other cryptocurrencies, but that's a bubble within a bubble almost. And the problem with pricing, the fact you can't do discounted cash flow on it, means you're basically following momentum the whole time because there is very little you can attach a valuation benchmark where it comes to crypto onto. All right, it's still highly volatile. Now people might say, well, the price is going up, so who cares? But it is still a high price volatility concept. All right, and you've got variable and unpredictable liquidity and end user cases. And what I mean by that is I still can't use crypto to pay my utility bill. I can't go down to the local pub and buy a beer with it, as far as I'm aware. Okay, I might be able to buy a car from a reasonably unsavory source using cryptocurrency, but its uses in day-to-day transactional terms are still relatively limited. So people are watching the price go up, seeing some kind of potential, all right, but wondering what exactly that looks like. Then there's the environmental impact, which seems to have got forgotten in all the sort of excited headlines recently. Intensive data processing, high power requirements, and it's coming, the sort of rebirth almost of crypto enthusiasm is coming alongside AI, which also has extremely high energy requirements, and that will need to be addressed at some point. Now for regulators, it's a nightmare of an area, and that's for good reason, all right? It's not because they don't like exciting stuff. Crypto is undoubtedly a target for criminals. The anonymity that space offers is extremely attractive, all right? It's also a target for scammers because a lot of people think they want in but have no idea what they're buying or why. So, ignorance, I'm afraid, is widespread in the crypto space, and there's fear of missing out. So it makes a great story. Have you seen today's price rise, Tim? I'm X amount richer than I was yesterday in crypto terms, whatever that means. Okay, so FOMO is a big issue in this space too. And if you're a regulator, you have to have some empathy with the regulators. What is the thing you're trying to regulate? Is Bitcoin a currency like the US dollar? No, is my answer. Is it a commodity like gold? No. Is it a security like a share? No. Is it a bond? No. So what is it? And until regulators can get a handle on actually what it is, it's quite difficult to make a case for saying, let's just license it for general consumption, if you like. So it remains pretty speculative. Hard to argue it's much of a store of value in a conventional sense. Just because something goes up doesn't make it a reliable store of value, by the way. And it is something of a distraction, unfortunately, from the underlying blockchain technology, which I think long-term is quite interesting. Not because you can host gilts on it. That's don't want to dismiss the UK Treasury, but that's not terribly exciting. But the blockchain technology does have potentially some quite exciting uses going forward. So what do? You've watched this video and thought, right, so Tim's saying no, Trump's saying yes. Trump's probably not going to watch this video or follow Tim's advice. So what do? I would say the technology is interesting and fear of missing out is a problem. This is not me tipping crypto, but I would say, why not at least educate yourself on what it's all about? Find out about it. It is new. It is quite exciting. It's not an investment. I'm never going to say it is an investment, but a little bit that you could afford to lose. No harm in that, I don't think. But I'm talking about a small, tiny percentage of your investable net worth. Don't put the house on it. Don't think this is a great way to clear my student debt. So I think there are all kinds of horror stories because the volatility could come back to bite you at any moment. Not to mention the fact it's difficult to turn into anything other than crypto or crypto-related assets. So it's not a mainstream investment. I suspect it may stay that way for a while, despite the pressure on regulators to change their mind. And my view remains, interesting educational sideshow, not a core part of what you should be doing day to day in investment terms. Okay, I have talked about this before. So if you'd like to see a bit more from Tim the Cynic, as I now call myself, killick.com/resources for Killick Explains videos. Then there are my how-to guides. I must admit, there isn't one, unsurprisingly, on cryptocurrency. It's probably going to stay that way for a little while longer yet. And Confidant, our quarterly magazine, does occasionally return to this topic. So again, same address if you'd like a copy of that.